Hello, my name is Michael Dokrach and I'm so blessed to be presenting this video, which I'm very sure it's going to be of good help after watching it. People may be asking, what of the day upon your life is the most memorable? Which day do you remember most and you will never forget and you've never forgotten, and there's nothing that can take that away from you? Yeah, for some people it would be their birthday, that some people could be one of the Christmas, some people could be the day they've delivered their firstborn, and some people could be the day they've gotten married. But people like me, one of the day that I will never forget upon my life is the day I've given my life to Christ, because I can't regret that day, and I've never regretted that day. It's one of the best opportunity I've ever taken upon my life. Yes, you may be wondering how I got to know Christ, or how did I do that? It's true, people do wonder. But I remember this one Friday we were playing under the mango tree, and we had a group of people. We had the group of people who were coming from one of the organizations, which take care of it's Watoto, which is one of the biggest organizations in Uganda, taking care of orphanage, and it's doing a great job. I was still young, never knew Christ. Okay, I used to hear of Jesus, but I had no idea of how helpful he is. But I remember that day when this group of people came to us, they called us. I also went and joined the people. I was shabby, young, and playish. But that day, they shared to us about Jesus. They talked to us. They told us about Jesus, who Jesus was and who Jesus is, and what he has done and what he is still going to do upon our life. And of course, like a young child, I was so eager to know what that thing, wow, what Jesus was going to do upon my life. I wanted to test. I wanted to see what he was going to do upon my life. And it's true. They called for an altar, and I did raise up my hand. I moved in front. I gave up my life to Christ. Of course, I was even in question, like, yes, right now I'm giving my life to Christ. Then what next? But still, the people never left us. They came in and they contributed upon life, shared the word to us, prayed to us. The Bible gave us the Bible, and from that day until today, I am fully devoted to Christ, a child that knows Jesus. I believe in him, and I trust that he is the only person that can take care of everything upon my life. I love Jesus. Knowing Jesus has been one of the best things upon my life. Yes, there are other things upon my life that help boost me, like to know Christ more, that strengthen my faith. Of course, I have people that are always there for me, but one thing that stood out for me most is that the fact that every time I pray and ask God, he will always be there to answer my prayer. I remember this situation. I remember this in 2016, 2015, when I asked Jesus. I was like, God, I want to be fully devoted to doing your work. I want to be fully devoted to you. But I don't know how. I love football and I love attending to your children church. So Lord, choose for me one of the two. I don't know how you're going to choose for me, but I want you to choose for me. That was my prayer. And of course I believed. I expected how Jesus was going to answer my prayer, but then just in 2 weeks, he answered my prayer, although in some way that is so weird. I was preparing for soccer. Everything of me was football, soccer, because I was the captain, great player. But then in my first game for a season that I prepared for, I broke my leg. And that's how God answered my prayer. He was like, you know what? I want you to be off the pitch. I want you to be for me in charge. So, and then, although of course I argued with God, like, why did you do this? But then later on, I got to realize that was my prayer. I asked God to choose for me one that I will devote myself to. And from that day, that thing built my faith. Every time I pray, he answered my prayers. And I have people that are always there for me. They're always helping me. And of course, schools that I've been going through, like Southeastern University that right now I'm currently attending, it's a Christian school. Everything that we do is about God, and that's one other thing that's also developed my faith, and I'm so thankful for. Everything that comes upon our life are always to build us. We may not see the goodness of it, but then later on we will get to understand that, oh, that was meant for this. I broke my leg. It was meant to help me get back into faith. I remember those days I had given up. Like I would pray once a while, everything was soccer. But God said, no, son, this is where I want you. And he brought me in. When I got to hear about Southeastern University, a Christian school from our church, the members came to our church and they talked to us. Like they introduced the church to us, told us about the church, how good it is. And now it's going to help us grow in faith. And I was like, God, that's another opportunity. I'm not going to throw that away. First, I'm going to be studying online. Second, a school that is known for Christianity. And thirdly, I'll be getting opportunity to do other things. I was like, God, thank you. That's you that is giving me that. I'm going to go for it. And I met it, and I'm here at Southeast University, being blessed by the good instructors. And I'm here still at Children's Church, facilitating, being blessed by the children. No, I'm here in Christianity, being blessed by Jesus. And that's all. That's me. And I'm so blessed for everything that God has done for me. Thank you so much. I love you all.